So we're building Hoth from Star Wars out of Lego. Let's see what we're doing on it this week. So we got three things we're going to be doing on the Star Wars Hoth MOC today. First, we're going to be finishing off the rest of the trench as it blends into Tauntaun Hill. Next, we're not going to see any more multicolored pieces as we finish off the plate work for Echo Base. And third and finally, we're going to be building more pillars over to the left of the Millennium Falcon for a little more speeder work. So we got a lot of work to do in this episode, but before we get started, I wanted to give a big shout out to our very first Lobricks member, Matthias. He's getting to see a bunch of cool Tatooine videos that nobody else can see. Think about becoming a member. Lots of benefits. Also, if you really like the channel, help us out by hitting the like button, subscribe if you're really interested, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. And remember, stick around to the very end, because when we're done building, we always put minifigures on the board. We got some good ones this week. Sort of good ones. But stick around anyway. So with that out of the way, let's start building. All right, so let's get to building and finish this hill. Okay, unlike that side of the front of the trench hill, this side, we have a mountain cutting in pretty close. So we're gonna cut it off pretty sharply here so it blends nicely with this mountain area. So for starters, as we did all along, we're gonna start by building the outside plate area, have it swing in here, then we'll start building out the sloped mountain. All right, for this job, we are gonna go to our plate bin with our 2x2 and 1x3 white plates, and then our random parts bin for our little white stud pieces. And this was a little trick I learned in organization from a really cool channel and friend of the channel, Brickanics. He has some awesome organization techniques for Legos. You guys should check him out. So with that, let's get to work. All right, with the filler bricks in place, we can build up the trench side, fill this in with white bricks, plate across the top, and have it look like the rest of the trench. So let's get to it. Okay, so here is the sloping hill at the end of the trench, which blends into Tauntaun Hill. We still have to do a little work sloping up here, and then obviously in the front we have to do the final slope up work there. So let's slope up. All right, as we move down the trench here to this new corner, and the last part of this corner is the greeble. Greeble. These little round snowballs and a little more build up along here to finish her off. All right, so here's the completed left side of the trench, or right, depending upon your point of view. Right now this is left, with all of the greeble and little snowballs and all that good stuff. Looks very cool. I really like how it transitions into our Tauntaun Hill here. And as we look across the entire trench, I think that looks awesome. All right, first things first, I have to lay down some filler brick and put down some white tile so we can finish this last corner piece here. So let's go back to hyper superlapse mode and lay down some filler. All right, so the filler is all in place. Now let's see if we have enough white panels to fill in this space. I am pretty skeptical. right, so there is the rest of the white plating for Echo Base. And I can't leave it just like that. I need to add another wall section along here and put in a couple of mini pillars. What is a mini pillar? Well, like on this side, where the X-wings are docked, we have these larger pillars that go all the way back. Over here, they're kind of half set into the wall behind the Millennium Falcon. So I'm gonna build a couple of smaller pillars, but before I do that, I have to extend this wall along the back of the medical bay. So let's do that. All right, so here is the back, I guess, sidewall of Echo Base. So now we are going to put two more pillars here and here. But first, I have to show you how we built our mini pillars.
Carriers will assemble at the north entrance. The heavy transport ship.
Okay, so here is the mini pillar. You'll notice it's only about a third of the width of one of the regular pillars on the MOC. It still has the little lighting unit and then the vent plates. So I'm going to show you how I built this guy in glorious hyperlapse mode, and we are going to add a little bit of a backing to this so it sticks out from the wall a little bit, but we'll show you that when we're ready to place it on the board. For now, let's see how we built this guy. Okay, so here is all the materials you need for your very own Hoth pillar or Hoth Echo Base pillar. So we have the inverted 1x4 slope pieces, and then mostly it's bricks, the little 1x2 slopes, 4 of the 1x3 slopes, and then we have a few pieces of greeble here. Greeble. Which is to hook on the light right here, and then the vents, which is also why we need these two snot bricks right here. So with that, let's cut over to hyperlapse mode and build this guy. All right, here they are, our two Hoth, what I'll call third pillars or mini pillars. So let's put these guys on the board. All right, so I want to space them out far enough so we can put our speeder that's in mid-process of conversion from whatever speeder it was into a snow speeder. And to do that, I have to have enough width between the two pillars. So, and I want them close enough to the wall so we don't have to backfill too much. So this pillar is going to go here, and this pillar is going to go right here, and the speeder fits nicely between them. Okay, now we just have to fill in the back part of each one of these, which I'm going to do with a combination of these pieces, these taller 1x2s, I guess, or actually, I guess it wouldn't be 1x2s. Probably 5 to 6x2s. I'm going to call them 6x2s. How's that? On this side as well. All right, and I'm going to go back to hyperlapse mode and build the two back sides of the pillars all the way to the top so we can then build the roof. Okay, so there is the mini pillars on the opposite side of Echo Base, right behind the Millennium Falcon. And that's where we're gonna put our speeder under construction, our mid-conversion speeder. And before we build the roof across from here to here, we're gonna add some greeble on the floor. Easier to add the greeble pre-roof. Greeble. So let's add that right now. One of the things we did on this side, as opposed to the other side, was we just mounted the pillars directly using inverted pieces into the studs. On the other side, we used 2x4 pillars and actually inverted them and mounted them with Technic pieces down inside Echo Base. The reason we didn't do that over here, it wasn't really necessary to go to that length because these pillars aren't as heavy, don't carry as much weight, so was not needed. Maybe I should have put the greeble down before I put the pillar in, especially since I have these big meat claws for hands. Oof, barely got it in there. I have to do the same thing on the other side. This is gonna be fun. And I'm gonna repeat the same on the other pillar, so you get the idea. You don't need to see me do it. All right, so there is the greeble around both pillars, inside and out. Now we have to put down the venting in the middle of it and the little fuel depot piece. I guess it's not really a fuel depot, I don't know why I called it that. It's a little fuel tank to store fuel. Even though they're restoring this, or converting this, the speeder that's going to be in this area, they still want like a little fuel tank. Put that guy right there. And now in super hyperlapse mode, we will lay down the vents. All right, now we have to put our converted speeder in here. I don't think that little fuel tank is quite gonna fit. Might have to put it in this corner back there. Which actually, it's kind of sad. I don't think they'll ever get a chance to work on this speeder because they're being attacked by a bunch of walkers. The last thing we have to do is build the roof across the top of here, extend it all the way to the command center, and then we're done. So there is the completed bay, plus pillars, including some greeble that I stuck in that little nook there, including our cool little tool shelf. Everything on this side was done pretty much custom. I did use a little bit from the rebrickable Hoth build that I did last time. I'll give credit to that in the description, but this was pretty much a custom job, and I think it turned out pretty well. All right, now that the build portion of this video is done, we have to put down 2 minifigures, and an assistant is here with me.
I will say it looks real good. I'm very excited that we're starting to get this side filled in because we get to build the mountain soon. So we got 2 figures today. We got this fella, who is your generic Hoth trooper here. As far as generic Hoth troopers, this is pretty much what we got.
Wait a minute, that's a pilot.
Our pilot, and then we have a trooper right here.
Now wait a minute, if he's working inside the base, he needs to have a Hoth hat on.
Oh, I see. So we're gonna have to take off his helmet here and replace it with a Hoth hat. So is he gonna be working on this one over here?
Yep, this is the speeder that's being converted for the snow.
What about his buddy here?
He was, actually, this guy was gonna be like fixing, and that guy was gonna have the wrench.
Okay, I got you here.
And does he have a revert? Oh, he only has his face shield.
Like I
face.
said, it's a definite problem for sure. But we do have a deck helmet.
No, Dak, no! Why?
So what we can do here is we can take a deck head. Oh,
wow. Wait.
Look at that. What's the reverse? What's the alternate on this one?
Yeah, what's the reverse? Just a regular. Oh.
So unfortunately,
So we're gonna have to pull another head from somewhere.
or just have him have a visor.
That's true. Except, why would he be wearing a visor while he's converting his speeder for the snow?
Because Dungun Lego up and printed it on there permanently, so we can't do nothing about it.
Well, maybe if he's facing off camera, we won't really see
there we
him.
go.
Yeah.
Have him up there.
Oh, I like that. He's like, this is my speeder, I'm working on it, dang it.
And this guy's just the temp.
Yep. So there we go.
Nice.
All right, so one last question for you, assistant. The pieces are coming in for the mountain. Are we doing mountain next week? Or is that overcommitting?
Maybe. I can't say what we're doing next week as far as mountain building goes, because there's still a lot of framework that needs to be done and a lot of mathematical calculations, you see, in order to keep the mountain up. So yeah, it's gonna be a mystery, but we could get working on mountain next week, at least a little bit. We have to.
Yeah, well, we did a lot of prep. We got the mountain pretty much prepped. We got our bays in place. We got the trench all complete. And, you know, this is the last place where you can see multicolored bricks, is in the front.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yep.
What a shame.
But anyways, we will see you guys next week. Have a great week. This was a huge episode. Hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see you next time. This was a massive update. And we got a lot more to come. We're getting ready for the mountain that is going to cover Echo Base and a lot more cool stuff. Very excited. This week was pretty cool. A lot of work went into it. But join us here each and every Wednesday as we build our Star Wars LEGO Hoth MOC. And also don't forget to join us on Friday for our fun videos. And then on Mondays we do our unboxing where we unbox Legos. You can also join us on Discord and you can follow us on Instagram. So with that, I am Leaky Trooper. We will see you guys in the next one. I am out of here and bye.